Well, oftentimes at this stage of my life, I find myself being the oldest man in the room on most occasions. Raul Rosas Jr., he's got a wisdom that belies his year, got to the UFC, 18 years of age.
18 years old, John. And you saw how he has related to the fans the moment he hit the curtain. The place went insane in his UFC debut. And then he goes out there and he dominates. He has good wrestling, he has very good striking. But it's his grappling that is far beyond his years. Once on the mat, this kid can go with anyone. I'm excited to see what the future holds for Rosas Jr.
Yeah, the fans are excited. He's got a huge appetite for MMA knowledge. Raul Rosas Jr., folks, back under the bright lights tonight. All right, here's the Armenian Arman Tsarukyan, a lightweight that many believe will one day be wearing UFC gold around his waist. The winning streak is in tow, and the strength of schedule has just been fantastic, really dating to the Islam Makhachev fight back in 2019. At times, perhaps Tsarukyan has been a victim of expectation, but largely he has lived up to what was some appreciable hype when he signed with the UFC back in 2019. He has inched his way towards contention. He's a guy that some have called the boogeyman of lightweight division, a guy that a lot of people don't want to fight. Eventually, you gotta fight him. We'll see if he can rise to the occasion here tonight. All right, with that, both fighters have now graced the octagon. They will lock the door behind them, ready to go with a crazy fight here at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Our tale of the tape for this lightweight championship fight. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC lightweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Raul El Nino Problema Rosas Jr. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, Arman Tsarukyan.
Herb Dean, our referee for this one.
Ready. Good.
All right, let us get to the early round action here, and a lot of people believe that Arman Tsarukyan eventually will be a UFC champion. At a main event with Mateusz Gamrot, that did not go his way, but he's back on the horse, still believes that he will be a force to be reckoned with in this division, and as far as this matchup is concerned, doesn't really see a whole lot of holes in his opponent's game, so we'll see how he chooses to attack. Good straight hand there by Rosas Jr. Stuffs the takedown, no problem.
In the tie clinch, look for the knees to start. Big double leg, double change.
Well, he's more than content to work off of his back, DC, where he has been a magician in his UFC career.
Look at him, he's setting up a choke now. Look at that, he's setting it up.
Oh, that guillotine is officially tight. Oh, hang on a second, he escapes.
What a tremendous job. You saw his hands immediately go to the inside. Attack the lock, create some space, roll to your back, give up the mount, but live to fight another day.
submission here. He's got the full mount. A lot of different ways he can go here. Maybe try to find an arm bar or just get the ground and pound.
He can attack submission, but those submissions will present themselves once he is landing that brutal ground and pound he is known for. Because then his opponent will start to get a little bit desperate to get out from under him, which will then in turn leave arms dangling, or he'll turn to his knees and get choked out.
2 minutes to go in round one.
Oh, nice.
The ground strikes continue to pile up. Pretty good work with the strikes here off of his back by Tsarukyan.
Yes, smart adjustment, yep.
Rosas Jr.'s right back to the full mount here.
Oh, arm triangle. Arm triangle, arm triangle.
Oh, looks like he's got that arm pin in the triangle now.
Good job by the champ there. Sliding back out.
Well, sometimes our stat guys are stingy with these submission attempt numbers. There have been a lot of them here. Submission defense has held up every step of the way.
Yeah, he's a great grappler, and he's really, really good defensively because he is so aware of all situations when he's on the ground. He has done an amazing job staying out of those submissions.
Final seconds. All right, he's trying to control posture here. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom.
All right, buddy, sit down. Take a deep breath. Now listen, we probably lost that round. The only reason we lost is because you're waiting on him. I need you to be first.
All right, let's take a look back at some of the replays from that last round.
Unbelievable to see these high-level competitors get in each other's face, tuck their chin, bite down on the mouth guard, and just let it all hang out over the course of 5 minutes.
Ready to fight? Ready.
Here we are, early round two. Nice liver shot lands. Oh, man, hate to be hit with one of those knees to the body.
He's going guillotine.
Oh, he escapes.
He got out. I mean, wow, that is great submission defense.
Well, not a guy you want on top of you. Ground and pound strikes piling up here. Good work by Tsarukyan. Side control now.
Now he's going full mount. Nice transition.
All right, close guard now. Tsarukyan's in half guard.
Big right hook there by the champ.
Tsarukyan is back in full mount. 3 minutes to go. All right, so he's got the ground and pound game going here.
He has controlled the position, postured up, and landed another strike that has caused his swelling.
All right, half guard position for him here, and I can hear Dominic Cruz in the back of my head just screaming about underhooks somewhere.
Yeah, he loved, I mean, but he's right? He's so right in terms of if you're on your back in the half guard, one thing you can't be is flat on your back. You need to be up on an elbow, you need to be half on the side, and you need to control the far side underhook. It is a battle for underhook when you're fighting in the half guard position in the mat.
Tsarukyan's right back to the full mount. All right, bottom fighter here, maybe looking to hip escape, DC. Good work from the top here by Tsarukyan. Man, this is some serious ground and pound here, DC. He's not just staying busy for the sake of staying busy. These strikes are doing damage.
Oh, yeah, no pity pat to this guy. This guy's trying to land, and he's trying to land effective strikes. Take him on here.
Well, the striking clinic continues, and He's wise to attack that already damaged area upstairs.
He's attacking that damaged area for the opponent. He's got to get that head moving on an axis. He cannot be straight on the center line. That center line, you got to get off of it. You cannot go forward without moving your head.
All right, dominant position for him here, full mount. If you're the bottom fighter, better start moving those hips, DC.
Oh, you got to start moving those hips. What you should do initially, right, is start to push at the knee. Push at the hips, create some distance, shrimp, and try to recollect half guard. Half guard sucks, but it's much better than being mounted fully by your opponent.
I need you to go out there, and I want you to do more of that. Let's set up those takedowns.
All right, let's look back at some of the action, DC. Your good friend Mark Coleman, the godfather of the ground and pound, would be proud.
He'd be very proud. He'd be very proud with the way that he showed his ability to use his ground and pound. He didn't waste any action. He did everything he needed to do. He was able to posture. He was able to control risk. He did everything perfectly in his approach in that ground and pound sequence.
All right, here we go with this third round of this championship fight. Oh, nice punch there by Tsarukyan. Oh, good block there. So he's really starting to put together some significant body. Oh, he catches the leg there and then works it into a takedown. High-level mixed martial arts there. All right, side control now, DC. You know he's in his element on the ground. A lot of tricks up his sleeve.
A lot of tricks. Beautiful transition.
Close guard.
He's got his foot on the hips. Now he's going to attack a triangle choke here. Look for him to try to move the arm across so they can start getting head pressure down.
All right, Jimmy, let's go with the submission now.
He let go because he saw that he was going to lose his position. You got to maintain dominant position when you're in a fight.
Tsarukyan getting absolutely worked here from the top. These are some very effective ground and pound strikes. Really doing a nice job getting these shots home on the ground.
Another ground and pound strike lands for this man.
Fighter trying to pass here, but gets denied.
Gets denied. Great job, great recognition of seeing what your opponent was trying to do.
This is some exhausting work, man.
I mean, it is so tiring to be fighting in this way. So much wrestling, so much grappling, expending all this energy trying to hold the guy down. I mean, no takedown is not fought. No reversal is not fought. Everything they're doing is fought to the very last minute before it gets given up. Great defense by this fighter. In the half guard.
Nicely done. A lot of top pressure being applied here as he works out of side control. Trying to guard pass here. Not today.
No, it ain't happening. Good job understanding the transition.
Right into side control. Well, the ground and pound has been on point tonight. Good work here by Rosas Jr.
Yes, smart adjustment, yep.
Working out of side control here. His opponent trying to control posture, but you got to be careful here. Well, working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by Rosas Jr. All right, trying to pass here. As Glover Teixeira might say, not today.
Not today. Great job of following with the hips, keeping those legs locked and keeping them in full guard.
All right, that's 3 rounds in the books. We are headed to the championship rounds.
All right, take a seat. That was awesome. Everything you're doing is great. You really found your rhythm and your distance there. I want you to do more of the same, so let's look to really land the big shot.
All right, so the crowd voicing its appreciation after that crazy sequence in the previous round. Nearly submitted him there, DC.
This is usually what we get with striking. But tonight you have a very educated crowd. They appreciate high-level grappling, and they are getting that tonight in this fight. That submission was indeed But wow, what a great job of escaping and living to fight another day.
All right, so here we go. Fourth round is underway. What is the fighter's mentality when you enter those seminal championship rounds?
You understand that you are getting close now. The night is almost over. The goal is within reach now. 15 minutes down, 10 to go. You tell yourself you can do anything in 10 minutes.
Working in half guard here, making these shots count. All right, close guard now. You gotta be careful though. He's got a lot of submissions off his back. Trying to pass the guard here, but a nice job by the bottom fighter defense.
Bottom fighter did a fantastic job of following with his hips, making sure he blocked any attempt to get past his guard.
All right, great position for him here. He's got the full mount. See if he can get that ground and pound going.
Oh, he's got to get it going, but he can't rush. A lot of times, guys get in the full mount and they rush, they get nervous. They're like, oh my goodness, I'm winning. Reality is, you're winning, but it can change in a matter of seconds because then they can be gone. He's got to drop his hips, be really heavy at the opponent's base, and then just start to work. Make the opponent give his back so he can try to get his chokes off or find great ground and pound, but very patient ground and pound from such a dominant position.
All right, half guard position here. We'll see what he can do with it. A lot of weapons at his disposal from this dominant position.
Oh, man. I feel for a wrestler, this is the most dominant position in all of fighting because wrestlers love control.
Right.
And to have your upper body free and your leg able to hold your opponent in position, it is like striking gold. Build your posture, throw your punches, big damage, but then always control the far side underhook. This is a great position for a top fighter. In the half guard.
All right, feet on the hips here. Relentless pressure from the top by Tsarukyan. And now he's got the back. 30 seconds to go here. 20 seconds left. Oh, looking for the submission now. Oh, looks like he's got the sub locked in. Oh, great submission defense. 20 down, 5 to go.
Deep breath. Great. Last round coming up. You got 5 minutes. I want you to go out there and finish this fight.
All right, a lot of highlights from which to choose over those previous 5 minutes, DC. A lot of good work on the ground.
You knew, John, going into the fight, that if he was able to get this fight to the floor, he would have the most success, and you saw it in that exchange. He was able to get posture, land some really good ground and pound as the round came to an end.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Fifth and final round, forthcoming. Swing and a miss. Right there, the seminal blow of the fight.
And it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect, John. Great placement on that uppercut.
Well, his opponent seemed to be stunned to a significant extent, but was able to recover.
Both tough, both durable, both unwilling to take a step backward. What a phenomenal fight.
Tried to land the punch, but a swing and a miss by Rosas Jr. Head kick is blocked.
I want you forward. Get that takedown.
Swing and a miss by Tsarukyan. 3 minutes now to go in the fight. Well, not sure if he's lighter on his feet or what it is, but these last couple of rounds, he's been far more aggressive, a lot more pressure. Oh, he's really starting to light him up now. He's in real trouble now.
Oh, nice right hand by the champ, yeah.
Pretty productive with the strikes here off his back. Well, this is exactly what you like to see. Nice combination of ground and pound punches. Outstanding pressure and activity by Tsarukyan. Good, solid strike on the ground. Well, we'll see if he postures up and can get some of his ground strikes going here. And there it is, another strike. Gets through on the ground. Tsarukyan stacking half guard. He's very comfortable here.
Oh, right into mount. Oh, he got to the spot. Nice.
Well, you know he's comfortable fighting off his back. All right, DC, half guard position here. You've done a lot of good work in this spot in your career.
Oh, man, I love this position. And you see this fighter today loves it, too. It is the most secure position in fighting. You get an underhook on one side, you keep a half guard on the other.
Back and forth action right until the final horn. That one's going to hold up in the Fight of the Year conversation. All right, the official decision is now in. Here is
we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All three judges score the contest 48-47. For the winner by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world, Arman Tsarukyan!
All right, so there he is, and still UFC lightweight champion at 155 pounds. That's saying something, right? A murderer's row of contenders, and the #1 contender.